as it's being built higher and higher, is going more like a triangle. And I'm just like, how much thinner is this going to get for it to
Skinny
come
Legend.
down? And Skinny Legend.
That's the ride's name. Skinny Legend. Kingda Ka, Skinny Legend.
Sup, Park Peeps? I'm Demi from Magical Hijinx.
And I'm entertainment journalist Joey Nolfi, strapping in for the Park Peeps podcast, the ultimate theme park show where unhinged passion, travel expertise, and coaster nerd chaos collide. And this week we're breaking down Six Flags perhaps building the scariest coaster of all time, HHN house announcements, and Demi's first-hand encounter with Madame Leota on the Disney Destiny cruise.
So buckle up and pull up on that yellow strap as we dispatch for Season 2 of
the Park Peeps podcast. As you can hear and probably judge by our deliciously delectable soundscape today, we, dear Park Peeps listeners, are currently traversing a typical Six Flags park on a normal day of operation.
That's right, my dudes. I'm Demi from the Magical Hijinx YouTube channel, and my co-host Joey Nolfi and I are scouring the bones of Six Flags Great Adventure for even a single shred of a clue as to what in the heck they are building over the perished remains of my beloved Kingda Ka roller coaster.
Another P I threw in there for you, Demi.
I know, I saw that.
Well, the investigation does indeed continue today on a bit of an unorthodox episode as we are kind of freestyling, kind of rolling with the news of the day, letting the spirit of the cemetery fill us, but including many new Halloween Horror Nights house announcements, which is very apt for today since we are in such a spooky cemetery. But yeah. All of this news has happened amid our respective travels, which we have both done a lot of in recent weeks, and you can see on Demi's at Magical Hijinx YouTube channel and socials, and my at Joey Nolfi, sounds like Nolfi socials, to see all of our recent endeavors, and we will have more on this coming up in a future episode, but we're kind of dancing around what exactly it is, but let's just say,
yes,
UKR, we're coming for you. In a good way. In a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way. Not a bad way. Not a bad way, I promise.
Well, we'll talk about that as and maybe next week or another
when
time.
Demi gets the chance to go. Yes, yes.
And today, dear listeners, we are zeroing in on a few things. Number one, after nearly 2 years, can you believe it? 2 years since Six Flags Great Adventure is finally honing in on an announcement for Kingda Ka's successor. A mystery project has risen into the sky near the former site of the King of Coasters, and frankly, it appears to be one of the scariest coasters ever designed.
Truly, I can't believe it. Every time I see a new picture of it, I send it right off to my diva Demi, and I'm just like, look at what they're building on your boy's body. Now, how do we know this, though? Because contrary to what our dear Stacy says, there does appear to be track, bright purple track. To be exact, jutting into the sky in one of the most twisted and extreme layouts I have ever seen in my life. We will get into all of this later. We will get into the HHN house announcements later because there's a lot of exciting things happening. But before we begin our formal investigation, however, we have other matters of travel and delight to get to as Demi has once again cast herself out to sea on a boat. So, for this week's 2-minute tea time, Demi sends out a dispatch at sea from the Disney Destiny ship. Now, is it an SOS or a yay, a YAY? Listen, you're just going to have to batten down the hatches and get out your paddles and oars. Grab an oar, ladies. That's your men out there. Here's what Demi had to say about the Disney Destiny.
Sup, my dudes, Demi coming to you live from the Disney Destiny in my stateroom, an interior accessible stateroom, which Disney gave to me. I did not choose, and it's huge, and I love it, where I am sitting on the most comfortable bed in the entire world with very comfortable pillows that I did just buy to have in my own home. I wanted to really tell you something about this cruise that I think really made me realize how much of a good value cruises are, specifically with Disney. Because yes, I'm not going to lie to you, they're expensive. However, if you're comparing cruises to parks, the value in the cruise is undeniable at this point because you're just getting entertainment constantly. You're getting food constantly, 24-hour free room service. When I did the Norwegian cruise, it was very clear to me, like, you can't bring any food back to your room. I went to that extra dining. They wouldn't even let me take that back because they want you to pay for your food in the room. And that's crazy to me. So it's little things like that. And then it's the community that you build with your server, with your hostess. And I was solo traveling and I got put at a table with other solo travelers. And at first I was nervous and like we became like friends, you guys. Like it was awesome. And specifically the Destiny, let me explain. The theming is wonderful. You have heroes and villains. One side of the boat is heroes and one is villains. And because of that, the shows and the activities have so many great villains and different types of characters. Like there's a Cruella show in her Cruella bar. It's incredible. There's a Marvel show that's 18 and above, and it's funny and like kind of like we wouldn't expect the kind of humor on a Disney cruise, even for 18 and up. There's a Loki show. Like there's so much going on. There's the live action Hercules musical. I mean, dreams coming true, seeing Hades in a show. Shout out to Hercules. It needs more love. I think that this cruise in particular is wonderful. It has so much to do. I did the Wish in 2022. There are things that I like more on the Wish, like certain things, but overall, me personally, I would choose the Destiny. Nothing wrong with the Wish. It's all about theming. It's just whatever theming you like best. Like you ask anyone who's done any of the Wish class ships, they will all have a favorite for whatever reason it is. And for me right now, I would choose the Destiny. I just think it was just so fun. And I hope one day to do the Treasure. Obviously, I love to do the other ships as well. But I just really love that I have everything right where I am. I have so many things going on, activities. I'm safe in the Disney bubble to go on a private island. I just really think that there's so much that you get within this cruise that it makes it so worth it if you are thinking of maybe doing this over parks. Either way, you're going to have a great time because we love the parks, of course. But it's just so different than the parks. It's more relaxed. You get to be indoors a lot, which is wonderful. And it really just depends on who you are as a vacationer. But I really do feel like cruises in general, not even just Disney cruises, but especially Disney cruises, the value is there.
Now, Miss Demi,
yeah,
getting back, you're back on dry land.
I'm back on dry land. I wish I wasn't.
I know, you looked so happy on that ship.
I have to tell you, like the minute I got off, I was just like, oh my God, how do I get back on there? I love it so much. And it's funny because, you know, my husband, Mr. Antics, just like asks me, like, I don't really get why you love it so much. Like explain to me, what did you do? Like, and I told him everything I did the entire time, which you will be able to see on the Magical Hijinx YouTube channel. You can see my full tour of the Disney Destiny, which, you know, premiered in this past November 2025. And I'm going to have two big pig videos, like part one and part
Titanic
two.
videos, you might say.
I wanted to cover as much as that ship had to offer. Like that was it for me. Like I wanted to show you all of the offerings because this particular ship, which is Heroes and Villains themed, there's just so many activities and shows and things that's going on. And I told that to my husband, and I think it's funny how just like, you know, people are so different. And he didn't really get it. But I think it's just because you need to like experience it. And once he sees the videos, I hope he'll understand it a little bit more. But I don't know. There's something about just like being so close to my room at all times is just like the best thing ever. I had a migraine one morning on the last day on our day at sea. And I was so sad that I missed like a lot of the morning. But what was so amazing was the one thing I did not want to miss at all when it was like the Hercules show. And luckily my room was like near the forward, and so was the theater. And I got out of my bed 1:20 and was in that theater seat by 1:25 for a 1:30 show. You can't beat that. Like the convenience is amazing. Plus churro Mickey waffles, you know? So there you go.
And plus Madame Leota.
Madam, I mean, can we just talk about that for a quick second?
Sure can.
How I was like missing you. I wish you were there with me because the Haunted Mansion Parlor, which is on the Destiny and also on the Disney Treasure, is something that is just so unbelievably incredibly cool that it's not fair that it's only there, and I need that to be like how we have Beacon Barrel now in Magic Kingdom. I need a Haunted Mansion parlor also in Magic Kingdom, because the Beacon Barrel feels kind of like how that is, like very immersive, things kind of always happening. That feels very cruise-like to me. And this is the things that are always happening, because the clock starts going, something, the spirits are coming. There's different things that are happening all the time. But seeing
and the
Madame
mirror,
Leota,
doesn't Leota come on the mirror?
Yeah, Madame Leota comes on the mirror. The Hitchhiking Ghost come on the mirror. I saw the fish in the fish tank. I mean, but then there's also like side characters, like the opera singer was on the mirror, and you have the chair, like, and there's just like the
Donald Duck chair.
Yeah, it's just so much is happening, like the sounds and the ghost host. It's just like so cool. Yeah. And what's so nice about it too, it's like, yes, you should really, get a drink if you can. But like, you don't have to. Like, you can just go in there and sit and like experience just like all the things happening. But it's all the vibes. The biggest problem with it is that it's not that big. So pro tip, and as you'll see in the upcoming videos, later in the evening when everyone is starting to go to the bars and stuff, it's going to get crowded. Just go before, like, if you can go like if you have like the late dinner like I did, then go during first dinner or even earlier, because they open a little bit later in the day. But it's just so cool. Just you could sit there forever. And this is the thing, there's like not enough time I did a 4-night cruise. If I did like the Treasure, which was a 7-night cruise, I think I would spend like hours in there. And I really could only spend like maybe a half hour at a time in there, because I just had so much to do.
But if it's too crowded, you can always knock on the door and say, is there room for one more?
Well, you do kind of go through like basically, I mean, there's a beautiful door, an entryway.
Sir, do you have room for one more, please? May you spare one more happy haunt?
There's room for 1,000.
There's room for 1,000. I just think that this doesn't feel. It's funny to me because I literally, for EW.com, debuted the first ever look images inside this Haunted Mansion parlor, and I still am the last person in my social group to have been here.
Yeah, I know.
Not been here. But I truly love that it isn't just a fan service kind of, here's some greatest hits from the Haunted Mansion. It has its own story, because the original Haunted Mansion is very much tied to pirate culture and maritime. There's all kinds of speculation that the mansion is actually owned by this, I'm blanking on his name, but a pirate, and that he owned it at one point, and that sort of the whole thing stems from his origin. But the fish tank is actually inspired by or based on a Raleigh Crump sketch for the famous Imagineer, for something that he initially wanted to be in the Haunted Mansion ride. So this is something that is not just thrown together as a fan service kind of greatest hits of the Haunted Mansion. This is something that is truly drawing on the history and lore of the ride and expanding upon it. There is a whole other separate story involving a sailor and a wife who ended up being like a siren or something of the sea and luring him to his death. It's a whole thing. So
yeah, and that's one of the photos. That's actually the ride photo in the ride photo, and she's also, I believe, one of the photos on the wall on the ship. And what's so great is that, as much as I really prefer all the ships to kind of have more differences, because the Wish class ships, they all kind of have very similar, they have the same restaurants, except for whatever show is there. It's a Frozen, Coco, and Lion King. But on the Wish, they have Hyperspace Lounge, which is cool in its own right. I'm not going to say it's not. It's a very cool space. But I'm actually genuinely so happy that, because the Haunted Mansion parlor is so incredibly well themed, that there is an opportunity for 2 ships to have it, because it is on that and the Destiny.
And on my home to Treasure. Have it.
I know, like, that's the thing. Like, you just want to have your home look just like that. That's why it's fun. I mean, to me, the cruise feels almost like it feels like, okay, this is my apartment, and this is just like my local pub. Like, that's what I like about the cruises, because it really feels like that. I want it to feel like that. Like, I never thought I would be a cruise person. Let me tell you, I really didn't. But what I genuinely like is just like, I love also that a lot of things are indoors. Like there was like a whole day, like I barely went outside. Like it was great. Like unless like I'm going to the pool. But what's so nice is like I would love to actually stay on that boat for like a long period of time just to see like, you know, like I just love just like waking up and just going right up to breakfast.
Or test. How long can you stay on the boat?
It's just so everything's so easy and chill, and on top of it, you have the incredible cast members that make it incredibly magical, and they are so the difference. I'm so glad I did that Norwegian cruise. A lot of people were like, "Oh." People were like, "Oh, Demi, you're a traitor." Like, I'm like, "Excuse me." Listen, I love Disney, but the cruise was like $400 compared to a Disney cruise.
Dillard Bassett.
And here's the deal: if you want me to be honest about like my opinions on things, I have to experience more than just the Disney stuff, so that I can really give you some perspective. And my biggest perspective from doing the Norwegian cruise, which I still absolutely loved, and everyone should go watch that video. The biggest difference is the cast member quality. And I think it's just a really easy way to experience Disney magic and in a really unique way. And there's all these unique experiences. And I just think right now, as we're like always looking to see how much should we spend, where's the value at, there's just so much value on this Disney cruise.
Well, I will donate my soul to join the ranks of the ship at some point. I want to be someone's hot siren wife, luring them to their death. Just kidding. That's a joke for legal clearances and purposes.
I don't know how you would handle a cruise. I feel like you're too...
I don't know either.
Because the thing with you, Joey, is, and I love you for it, is like you don't know how to relax. And you need to like... But you know what? If you make that itinerary, you are not relaxed. You're like, I was going and going and going. But I know that you probably need more excitement, which is why you're a parks person.
I want to go on one with the rides. But I would be fine.
Right.
I think I would be fine on the ship. If it was like a 4-day cruise, I think with the Disney magic there, that would hook me, I think, for sure.
Yeah, but, I think so, with all the activities. I mean, the Aquamouse, though, that is technically an attraction at sea.
Our dear friend Byron, he's got that video of him doing Aquamouse, and it's really funny. So everybody should go check out his video too.
Yeah, I actually didn't do it on. I did it on the Wish. I didn't do it on this because the line was so long, and I was like, I just can't.
Well, someday I will get my day at sea, or maybe several. But speaking of marine-related matters, the biggest fish to fry, is Six Flags' current mystery project, which has frankly made me incredibly nervous. I don't typically get scared of attractions. I will do anything. I don't get scared unless it's the Sky Coaster at Fun Spot with, speaking of Byron, Ryan, and
not a coaster.
Dear Jeremy.
It was not a coaster.
Not a coaster. However,
y'all brought me there under false pretenses.
We did no such thing.
You said we're gonna ride coasters, and then it was not a coaster.
Demi, how many roller coasters did we ride that night?
We did ride roller coasters, but you kept telling me like we're gonna go on the Sky Coaster. I'm like, okay, cool, sure. Yeah, it's just a free falling thing.
Well,
that's
as
not a
I
coaster.
Informed you, Demi, we also were in the presence of another Sky Coaster last year at my beloved Kennywood, which also has a Sky Coaster. That's just the ride model's name. I don't know why whoever decided to name it that, but it's like essentially it's a bungee attraction, but they call it a Sky Coaster. So, we need to speak about this Six Flags attraction, though, because I feel like it is our due diligence, because you have spent so much time lamenting the loss of Kingda Ka, but this one truly has me absolutely gobsmacked as to how this structure is even standing upright, let alone going to operate as an attraction. But I think beforehand we need to just give a brief history as to what we're talking about, because Six Flags angered enthusiasts and fans after Kingda Ka closed without prior warning or announcement on November 10th, 2024. They did not announce that this was coming. But some people kind of got wind of it and went, and the last day was apparently a big thing. So, speculation about its replacement ran rampant, with the most prevalent theory actually stemming from a park survey about potential attractions that listed a model from Mach Rides, the same German company behind Curse of the Werewolf and Stardust Racers at Epic Universe, two of my favorite rides. But the artwork actually detailed their Extreme Spinner Coaster model, which is a step up from what Curse of the Werewolf is, but There's one, if you Google it, it's called Ride to Happiness in Plopsaland in Europe. But that's widely regarded to be one of the best roller coasters in the entire world. But this is going to be even more peculiar and different because it's not a complete circuit. It is a shuttle coaster, which means it is going to supposedly launch, do the whole course backwards after initially launching. So, without a formal announcement of what the attraction was intended to be, it was initially intended to open in 2026, though Six Flags eventually announced that it was pushed back to 2027. Now, Six Flags still has not confirmed what this is going to be, but they have confirmed and opened a small boardwalk-themed area of the park where the stand-up Green Lantern roller coaster used to be. So that also includes a spinning wild mouse coaster that once operated at the now closed Six Flags America, which just closed in November of last year. But as the purple track has risen to the sky, the park has teased language indicating monstrous creatures lurking in the depths of the sea beyond the boardwalk. So this seems to have some sort of nautical, monster, mythological theme to it. But to date, the track pieces installed include one that clearly has an electromagnetic launch, which transitions into an inverted stall, much like after the big hill on Velocicoaster. That's a stall when you're upside down for an extended period of time. But the curious thing is, we have all noticed there is launch track on the inverted stall. So if this pans out, you will be launching to a speed which I am guessing has to, given the size of this tower, has to be close to 100 miles per hour, if not over 100 miles per hour, upside down. The speculation, what we can see right now, is vertical track, which nobody anticipated that. There is now vertical track traveling up to what appears to be a height of over 300 feet right now. The track will then report right now. Yes, there's still. I think I heard somebody online say that there are 10 more pieces that need to be constructed.
Oh my God!
So speculation is now that there is, once you reach the top of this tower, there's going to be an outward bank traveling 360 degrees around the top of the spire, and then you travel and do the whole course backwards, and also the cars spin. And it's free spinning. It's not a controlled spin. So, Demi, if this ends up being what this ride is, just looking at it, truly. Just looking at that track scares the hell out of me. It's like there's something about that vertical track going up there that I'm just like, this is going to be the most insane ride, one of the most insane rides on the planet if this all ends up being true. So do you think this is, if it ends up being this, there's still some more surprises that could throw our way, but given what we just discussed, what do you think of it as a replacement for Kingda Ka?
I mean, here's the deal. Like, Kingda Ka was groundbreaking. Like it was. I think that we have reached the point of time where how do we surpass the excitement and thrill of Kingda Ka? And it's apparently to kill us.
To send us to our perished water again.
I'm looking at these images and I'm genuinely frightened at
it's
this
horrifying.
At this vertical, like how tall and how narrow toward the top it's getting.
Oh yeah.
Because if you recall, Kingda Ka, it was like still kind of narrow, but it was narrow. It was the same height, like same width.
The top hat element, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this, as it's being built higher and higher, is going more like a triangle. And I'm just like, what are we doing? How much thinner is this going to get for it to come down?
Skinny Legend.
And Skinny Legend.
That's the ride's name. Skinny Legend. Kingda Ka, Skinny Legend.
And then I mean, listen, I personally am not a fan of being upside down for long periods of time. It doesn't do anything for me. It just feels like it's there to create excitement, even on something like Velocicoaster. However, with the potential free spinning cars on top of it, I mean, I don't even know how that's possible. How that's going to work.
It's crazy though, right? Like, I mean, this is
so ambitious.
Yes,
is the word.
It's exciting. And I think that people initially, when they heard the speculation this was going to be another shuttle coaster, because this park also just opened.
Right. We all were like, no, not another shuttle coaster.
Because what's the Mr. Flash, or what is it called?
The Flash.
The Flash. I don't know my superheroes.
Mr.
I don't know.
Flash.
Mr. Flash, Mr. Clean. I don't know. I'm thinking of HR Mr. Flash. I don't know. It's so this is I think that that was a big concern because we have to consider some issues here. Now, I do love the Cedar Fair parks. I think that under the old management, they were great.
Yeah.
I think we have to consider that the operations at Six Flags are just trash across the board. I'm sorry, they are.
Yeah,
they have ruined the operations, as we said in my 2-minute tea time a few weeks ago. Operations at Cedar Point are almost beyond repair right now. They are absolutely atrocious. Yeah. And I think a shuttle coaster at a different park, maybe like a Hirschend operated park, I would not have this concern. Yeah. I do have this concern, even though this does appear to be a dual loading station. It doesn't appear to just be one like the Flash is. It appears that it is going to have two. That's going to help. However, they have proven to us time and time again that Six Flags will find a way to screw it up with operations. So that we have to keep in mind. This isn't going to be a very high capacity ride, but a ton of people are going to want to ride this thing.
This is my concern because, listen, I've been going to this park my whole life. It's my, it's my local park for New York, right? Yeah. And the operations have never been good at Six Flags. No. It's like as much as we love and appreciate these coasters, the lines are awful. Everything.
Line jumping at this park is really bad too.
Yeah. There's just a lot of there's no one that cares. It feels like when you're there, it really doesn't. And, I'll never forget when I went during like the COVID era just to see like what they are possibly doing there. And it was, they didn't even care then. Like it was bad. I left.
This
is concerning.
It is. It truly is. I went, the only time I've ever gone was in April of 2024. And I will say the park was dead, deserted. They were still, on Superman, they were running one train. And it's like,
I've never seen them run more than one train on Superman. I've been to this park 100 times. I don't know what to say.
It's absolutely insane. And it makes me so angry when I see parks doing this because it's like, maybe you'll save money on that day, but it's like you need to invest in the guest experience too. Yeah. And the guest experience means getting people on and off attractions. That is the first thing that people will talk about when they go to a theme park are the lines. It's like if you're investing and saving a nickel and a dime here on not running two trains on a less crowded day, you're taking away the investment in the guest experience and guest satisfaction. So I'm like, what? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't line up. Yeah. And then that people wonder why attendance is sometimes decline. I don't know what the attendance is like at Six Flags Great Adventure, but it's like attendance is kind of not booming at a lot of these parks. So it's a little.
The thing is, though, like we'll go. That's the thing. That's our park. Like, there's really, unless you start going into the Pennsylvania area, like that's it. It's unfortunate that that's kind of our option. And I'll even say for Kingda Ka, I maybe saw them use both tracks a couple times.
Yeah, they definitely were not doing it when I was there. They did have two trains though, which was nice.
They had two trains. Yes, they always had two trains, but I can't recall like seeing the other.
It's been a while. I think it's been a while, but I think we also have to, reliability is not necessarily a good thing at Six Flags parks either. A lot of rides are down. It doesn't seem to be a huge priority to get them back up and running in a quick manner sometimes. But I think the overall trustworthiness of the Six Flags brand and after the unannounced closure of Kingda Ka and then Superman in California, I think that the company has built up a sort of vulnerability there because a lot of people were really rubbed the wrong way, especially given how iconic and impactful and what Kingda Ka represented in the coaster arms race, if you will call it that. It was the coaster revolution, and that coaster marked the sort of peak excess of these coaster wars that happened in the early aughts, and it was an iconic piece of design. It was the tallest and fastest coaster in the world for many, many, many years, and
it was.
Even if it had still remained standing today, that would its titles had been overtaken, but still
the way that they went about that hurt me so much, especially as a consumer of their park. And to like to not have like a real send off, to go about it by rumors. Luckily, our friend, Mike Molinari of the pod, he got to go, and I was in Disney, so I didn't even have a chance. I couldn't even do it, and it was just so hard to like know that went that way. And I really believe that the reason it went that way was because they knew they would never be able to handle the crowds because of how they run their operations. They just don't have enough staff.
Yeah.
I did see that they're like bringing back like the show for Fright Fest. I don't know if that's a good sign in the right direction.
A show.
I know. I mean, I'm grasping at straws here because I'm trying to be hopeful. I don't want to be on this pod and like hate on this park, because that's not what I want to do. And I don't hate the park. I love the park, and I want to see it succeed, and I'm excited for this coaster.
But they have to know what's going wrong.
Yeah, like they have to realize that there needs to be more staff, and I don't know if it's that they can't get more staff.
I think that's the case with a lot of places, is they cannot find people who want to do this, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, all I know for sure that my butt's going to be on that coaster seat, and I will be very scared of it.
Yes.
So
me too.
Moving on to other scary topics, though, I want to round out this episode with something else that just was announced in the coming days, or in the past few days. We have had 2 new Halloween Horror Nights house announcements. So in the last week, we've gotten 2. Stranger Things 5 and HR Bloodengutz presents a Halloween Frightacular, which Stranger Things 5, I mean, Demi...
We knew it was coming.
I think everybody knew this was coming.
Listen,
honestly, I'm not excited about it. It's whatever.
Let's end the series. Let's end the series within the parks. I'm honestly fine with it, because I know people like I loved Stranger Things. I did.
Same.
I did not love that last season. I'm sorry.
So
I'm
awful.
sorry to people who loved it. I'm so glad you loved it. I didn't, and I don't need to return to this world personally. I'm not like, oh God, I got to go into Stranger Things. It's not like that. I just all right, whatever. Like, let's just do it. Let's round it out. I'm sure the house is going to be fantastic. We've seen it.
It feels
before.
obligatory. It feels obligatory at this point.
However, listen, they have the props.
They listen. They got out, and you know what? You know who didn't have the props was unfortunately the whatever they did. That they do it at Knott's Berry Farm a few years ago, or Six Flags. I think they did it at Six Flags, and it was like really bad a few years ago.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was Six Flags actually.
Well, I know Six Flags does the Conjuring universe.
Yeah, they did Stranger Things, though. I think in one of the years that Universal didn't do it, they did Stranger Things, and I believe it was awful. I think it was at Six Flags Magic Mountain. But yeah, people were saying it was really bad. However, Demi, I agree. It's kind of like, I'm not mad at this. I was mad at the final season of Stranger Things, but I think that's it correctly. It'll be, I mean, I'm kind of trying to think of how this season in particular is going to translate to a haunted house. I think that of the seasons, this was like the least potential maybe for a horror house, but they have said that they are going to do something in this house that they've never done before, which anytime they say that always really excites me, because I think that they are going to, I am imagining what I anticipate it probably will be, is there is going to be some huge scale room that has Vecna's final form or whatever in this giant room. And I imagine they're going to use a bunch of projections, and it might be like a dome situation. That's what I'm speculating, is that this is going, and it's going to incorporate maybe some of those things that we saw Universal's patents for technology, like what we were talking about for the Pokemon gym last week. Maybe that could be used for Stranger Things. So I do believe that we might be seeing some stuff like that.
Just had the funniest thought.
What is it?
I don't know if we should keep this in.
Oh, you better say it.
Is the scariest part gonna have to be listening to Will come out to a bunch of strangers for 10 minutes again?
Oh, we're keeping that in.
Person I don't know.
Oh yeah, we're keeping that in. That was an interesting scene, an interestingly acted scene.
It was
but
such a choice. Oh,
it made me cry though.
Happy Pride, everybody.
That scene did make me cry. Yeah, happy Pride to the Skinny Legend coaster and Will.
I would have loved if maybe not the whole town was there. That's
the whole town.
The whole town was there.
Yeah, it was kind of amusing. I mean, I did cry at that scene though. I liked that scene a lot, actually.
I mean, how could we not cry?
There were so many memes about it though. But
yeah.
Stranger Things 5, bring it on. Like, obviously we'll do it. We'll be excited about it because
bring it on.
Who are we kidding?
That would be a fun house.
That actually would be a fun house. Now, the other one that I am slightly more intrigued by, actually significantly more intrigued by, is I always love originals. Original houses are always my tea. And this one is kind of giving, I think, a mixture of Slaughter Cinema, but also Cat Lady of Crooked Lane, which... When are we going to get a Cat Lady of Crooked Lane house? We need that.
It'll be next year. It's going to be next year.
It has to be next year.
It was so popular, but what we didn't know it was going to be so popular, and they already started planning.
They have to do it next year. They need to. But the one we were talking about obviously is HR Bloodengutz presents a Halloween Frightacular. Now, I just want to give a brief history to people who might not know who HR Bloodengutz is. The titular character.
That's my father.
Previously starred in H.R. Bloodengutz Presents Holidays of Horror, which was a house at HHN 21 in 2011. Now, this is according to the HHN Wikipedia, or not Wikipedia, the HHN fandom wiki. So I'm quoting here from them. But before he became the creature feature TV host, H.R. Bloodengutz, who is an actual man, Lawrence Larry Kurtzberg was once an actor and Broadway performer from the 1930s who began... no reaction from Demi there. No reaction from Demi there.
Because it just clicked. There was a reaction. Why would you do that?
Because
why would you do that?
It's comedy.
That's not funny.
It's comedy.
You love to kick a dying industry when it's down,
my gosh, not the dying industry.
You want people to not have jobs.
Yes, I know. I want people to have jobs. But he was a Broadway performer from the 1930s who began his career at the Schubert Theater in the musical comedy Babes in Arms at age 17. Now, years later, he retired to the life of a taxidermist before his career ended. During the 1970s, he got desperate for fame, so he turned to a talent agency. And where else? Demi? Cary, Ohio.
I know. I'm so hype about this.
Yes. So he got a role in theater, television, and radio media, and he got a telephone message later from a talent agent who ended up being prior HHN icon Lady Luck in disguise. So Larry took the offer. He started working at Channel 21 WKNB station, and his project, The Midnight Horror Show, became one of the best horror variety shows of the era. So Larry's character, H.R. Bloodengutz, resembled Al Lewis's character, Grandpa Munster, from the Munsters TV show. Mm-hmm. And the show would represent all different kinds of horror movies. So he was the host of the show. He then began to host original horror comedy episodes about holidays, such as Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, President's Day, the 4th of July, Arbor Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. So at this point, Larry began to take on the role of H.R. Bloodengutz way too seriously, and he demanded to be referred to as such, and soon began to develop violent mood swings as a result. A year later, the show's ratings began to drop due to the holiday-themed horror episodes being too disturbing. This, along with the corresponding loss of advertising revenue, was enough to make the producer, John Reynolds, write Larry a letter telling him that the H.R. Bloodengutz show had to be canceled. In a demented rage, Larry kidnapped Reynolds and some of the TV crew members and horribly tortured them as he hosted and broadcasted his holiday-themed episodes for one last time. However, he was arrested. So, he was sentenced to the Cary Penitentiary. The new house, Frightacular, picks up 15 years after he was arrested, and he returns to WKNB. Now, according to this HHN wiki, which I believe they just pulled some things from various releases and reporting, many of the VHSs on the key art for the haunted house are references to the original H.R. Bloodengutz Presents Holidays of Horror haunted house, including Thanksgiving, The Feaster Bunny, Uncle Sam Wants You, and Midnight Mayhem. H.R. Bloodengutz' new design will apparently reflect the time he spent incarcerated in the Cary Penitentiary, which anytime I see Cary, Ohio, I think it's Cary Mulligan. It's Cary Mulligan, Ohio.
Mulligan.
Yes, the house will feature 7 fictional movies, some of which are callbacks to the past Halloween Horror Nights attractions, and one room even reportedly features a black and white zombie movie set in a graveyard, while another will feature a Halloween party in a tiki bar overrun with creatures. So it sounds like this is going to be the comedy house of the year, I think. Like the sort of like Dolls Let's Play Dead was the campy kind of house, which actually, if some of the other rumors here are true, I think there could be more than one campy house this year, which I always love. But
yeah, he also, I think, had like kind of a cameo in Bugs. Was it Bugs?
I don't
Alive,
recall.
or there was another. There was what year was it? Maybe it was 2021. I remember there was something that he had like some sort of like involvement in, because it was a Cary, Ohio point. I'm sorry, I don't.
The what the hell was the one? It was the Wrestlers, not the last year's. It was what the hell was it called? It was my first ever HHN, I think. I believe it was 2022 or 2023. There was the one about the family of wrestlers and they were murderers.
Oh, they weren't wrestlers. I called them.
I thought they were. Oh, you called them wrestlers.
No, I called them wrestlers because they looked just. It was the year before. It was the year. I love you.
Wait, I thought that as my Demi lore just fused with real history.
Oh my God! No. Yeah, no. There was the triplets. The
triplets of terror. Yeah.
And I said they looked just like whatchamacallit, like Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six.
Oh yeah.
Like the bunny hat. I was like, oh, and I made a joke. Like I made a joke. I kept making a joke. Like, oh look, it's the Wyatt Six house. And then a year later, we had a Wyatt Six house. I love you. I'm like, Joey. There's no, like in my head. I'm like, there's no other wrestler.
Yeah, that was just a moment of Joey's brain fusing Demi lore with real HHN lore. But yeah, that one was also set in, I believe, Cary, Ohio, right? I think so. Yeah, or was it?
No, it was no. There was an Easter egg from him in 2021 in a house. There was in Cary, Ohio. Welcome to Scary Horror in the Heartland.
Oh yeah. I could have sworn that the Triplets of Terror took place in Cary, Ohio, but
I don't believe so. I honestly don't remember the real lore of that because I just kept making it that it was the Wyatt Six.
Oh, well, yeah,
it was HHN 30. It was Welcome to Scary Horror in the Heartland. It was the one in the back by Men in Black.
That was before Joey's time of being interested in Horror Nights, so I don't know that one. But my first event was, I think, 2022 or it was 2023 was my first one. This is only going to be my fourth Horror Nights.
That's crazy.
I know, and I'm so obsessed with it. But I will be bringing Lil Boo, and we will be going through all of these houses, and we'll bring you our opinions and thoughts.
2020, that was the COVID year.
Yeah, 2020 was the
it was
COVID
2021.
one.
Yeah, it was because it was HHN 30. I'm stupid. I was there. Yeah. I literally did this house. I'm so tired. I don't know what day it is anymore. It's Tuesday where we release the episode.
Oh yes, Tuesday. But I mean, this will be exciting. I think it's gonna have a weird vibe of a mix of what did I say before? Slaughter Cinema, and also the
also like I would say more, if anything, like
or Major Sweets.
Yeah,
Major Sweets. Look at us both say it at the same time.
Yeah, it's definitely giving Major Sweets.
Well, I did not like Major Sweets, so.
Were you there for the Scare Zone of Major Sweets? The Scare Zone was great. I thought the house wasn't as I didn't love it as much as I loved the Scare Zone, but it was fine for me.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be great. I love Slaughter Cinema. I love the whole retro vibe of it all. I love the Munsters. I love presenting TV, local TV. I think it's such a great angle to go on, and I think it's going to be really fun. And I love an original house.
I mean, yeah, and I just realized we are so close to being able to say that Horror Nights is next month, Demi. We are so close. We are days away. But just to recap, we have so far announced Jack and Oddfellow, Chaos and Control, Stranger Things 5, HR Bloodengutz presents a Halloween Frightacular, and Sinners. So we still have many other.
We didn't talk about Sinners.
No, I mean, I think it's going to be. I'm super excited about Sinners. I think it's going to be really, really fun, and I think that is the one rumored IP this year that I am actually extremely excited about. I'm not as excited about the other ones. Well, actually, there is one that I think hasn't been announced yet that is unconfirmed that people are speculating about, which I do. Well, we'll not say that. I don't want to, in case it's not true. But we still have other houses to announce. Many. The code names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that we still have to announce. So I'm hoping for some surprises house announcements this year. Maybe they'll throw in an extra one. Who knows? But I think it's going to be a really fun event as usual. But I think that's going to do it for us today. So did any other news or developments stick out to you this past week? Tell us in the comments. Vote in our Spotify poll. Give us the highest rating possible on your podcast app of choice, or we are going to banish you to the HR Bloodengutz, Cary, Ohio Penitentiary. Cary Mulligan, Ohio.
Cary Mulligan, Ohio. And make sure you're following us at Park Peeps Pod, at Magical Hijinx, that's HIJINX, and at Joey Nolfi. Sounds like Nolfi. Wherever you find us on not wherever you find, that's, all of the socials.
All over.
That's where we are. Those are our names. And we'll be back next week with another all new episode. And until then, bye-bye.
Bye, wrestlers in Cary, Ohio, even though that was never a thing and only existed in my mind. Okay, bye. See you in the depths.